Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. Today, I am going to work on my January layout for 2023. This is crazy. I did get the stamp set from Heidi Swapp for Christmas, and I thought it would look really cute on this page, so I am using it for my inspiration. I also grabbed this gold zig writer. It is a dual tip zig writer. And then I also got these 2 new Kelly Creates markers, an 05 and a 10 for Christmas. Distress ink and black soot, a couple of stamp blocks, some washi tape, of course. I can't do a spread without at least looking at my washi tape. And then I grabbed the Rainbow Boxes book for the gold boxes and the black boxes in it. I also grabbed the Mojo Jojo Plans black boxes book. And then I also remembered that the Colorful Boxes book also has black and gold boxes in it. So I did jump up and grab that. But let's get everything moved off to the side and let's get started. So my first plan is to outline the month in my gold zig writer, and I grabbed my T-square ruler to help me draw straight lines. And the nice thing is the top part of the T-square sets against the edge of the page so that it helps you stay straight. So I use that and my gold tip pen to just outline the edge of the calendar for the month. And I don't want this to be an all black spread, so I am trying to think of other ways to bring in gold. I do not have any gold stamping ink, and I don't really want to emboss on my these aren't scrapbook pages, but on my calendar page. So I did decide to outline the calendar in gold just to bring in some gold. So my goal for this page is to pretty much fill it with ink. I want it to look busy. I will still have room to write if I need to, or put stickers on top and write, but I do want to put a lot of ink on this page. I will clean each stamp with a baby wipe before I put it back. I don't like my stamps to be stained, so as I move along, I will be taking the time to go ahead and clean the stamps. But before I do start stamping all over the page, I did want to note the days where I will put stickers to note things going on, events, birthdays, whatnot. So I did put these little tiny stickers down just as a placeholder so that I know that I don't have to spend a ton of time stamping in those areas, and also make sure that I stamp in the areas that there aren't a lot of events going on. I also wanted to mention that I did condition these stamps last night, and that to me just means going through and using them and making sure they're giving a good image. I didn't want these to be super dark necessarily, but I did want to make sure that they were stamping consistently and that there weren't any like funky areas that weren't picking up the ink. So I did go ahead and test all these stamps last night and just make sure they were all good to go. So I'm going to grab each one of the stamps that I like and spread them out throughout the page. I'll probably use each one about 3 times, give or take, depending on how much I like it, what it looks like on the page, how big it is, how bold it is, and where I need more text or print. So far I have put down 2 of the new stamps, and then I put year under the 1. And then I also grabbed one that says change requires optimism, and I did just put that down in the bottom and didn't spread it out around. I'm not really sure why, looking at it now. I may go back and add some more stamping later, just depending on how much I am writing on the planner throughout the month. But the next thing that I did was grab that time one, and it says time, the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the future and past, present, and future regarded as a whole. And then I also have that reset. The one that has a little bit of scripting says what's coming is better than what's gone. So I'm just moving around the page, trying to fill in some spots. And now that I'm looking at it completely done, I probably should have done more on the edges. So more on Sundays and more on Saturdays. But it may turn out okay since normally my weekends end up filling up quickly. So it's probably good that I didn't put a lot there, but that would be where I would add. So I'm also doing the one that says restart. I did one that said refocus. And then the other ones that I'm going to put down, one says, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy on fighting the old, but on building the new. Then there's one that says, celebrate every little thing. Another one that says, new, adjective, not existing before, made, introduced, or discovered recently, or now for the first time. There's also one that says, start, verb, begin or be reckoned from a particular point in time or space. And then there's also some filler stamps that you'll see me pull out at the end. So I'm just pulling each stamp and using it 3-ish times around the page, wherever I would like more ink to be. And I'm trying to space out the bold spots and the lighter spots and the definition type stamps with just the single word stamps. And so I'm just trying to spread that out around the page so that it is somewhat balanced. I don't want it to be super balanced, that's not what I'm going for, but just so that one side isn't overly heavy compared to the others. So now I grabbed the teeny tiny 2023 stamp and I started stamping that up the edge of the calendar. And then I grabbed the one that says celebrate every little thing and I stamped that down since it's the same size as the 2023. And then I did some more 2023s. And then I grabbed the little tiny cheers stamp and stamped that, and then continued the 2023 up the rest of the page. But I really thought that was cute. If I had the patience, I could have done the bottom and the right-hand side as well, but I really didn't want to spend a ton of time on the page. I just wanted to have a little fun with my new stamps. My other goal with the stamps was in that area after the month is over, where there are no dates. I did want to kind of make a word cloud down there, but I didn't want it to look super perfect. I just wanted it to have that feel, but I did not want to spend the time trying to make everything fit just right. I do think it turned out pretty cute. There are a few spots that I wish I had a few more stamps to fill in with, but I didn't really want to go beyond the stamp set itself, so I just went with it. That's what I'm trying to do kind of all year, just stop being such a perfectionist and just do what I need to do to make things work. After I go ahead and get these last few stamps down of the start definition, I am going to grab the stamps that are, there's one that is like random dots, and then there's one that looks like almost like a circuit board. I don't really have an explanation for what they are, but I like how they fill things in. I'm kind of wondering if the dotted one that I'm doing right here is supposed to look kind of like confetti, but I do like how it just fills in some of the white space. I didn't want to go crazy with it though, so I did just put it in like 5 or 6 spots around the page, and then I switched to the one that looked more like a circuit board and did the similar thing. I did not put it in quite as many places. I just was at a loss for where else to put it, but I just thought they looked cool. But I will say I am ready for the new year. This year has been full of me being sick, having surgery. I don't think I had a month that was just like a typical month. So I'm hoping that this year will bring some health and just normalcy. Unless the crazy is normal, I guess that's a possibility. But hopefully, for everyone listening, I hope 2023 brings everyone health. But let me get the stamping stuff all cleaned up, and then we'll start putting down some of the other items. I did want to put some more gold around the page, not just the gold around the box and the gold boxes that I'm going to be putting in, but I did grab this polka dot gold washi tape. I think I'm going to skip the black washi tape for the most part. I think there's enough black around the page where we don't need any more. So I'm just randomly putting this polka dot washi tape around the spread. I do struggle. Like, I feel like I probably should have put this down before I stamped, but I always struggle putting the washi tape down first because I'm not sure I actually want it. So I did rip the washi tape in half so that it wasn't so high and found a few places to tuck it. I didn't really want to cover up Martin Luther King Day with the washi tape, but I did because I felt like that left-hand side really needed some more washi tape, but I couldn't find a good place for it. So I did tuck a little bit on the 24th, but then I felt like I needed to put some there where the Martin Luther King Day holiday was noted. So I did grab my Tombow Mono whiteout tape, and then I put the washi tape down over top of it. But I liked the amount of gold that that brought in. My original plan was to mix black and gold boxes, but once I start laying the gold boxes down, I really like how they look. So let's go ahead and start by putting down all the boxes for my January birthdays. I feel like January is definitely the birthday month. I have my dad, my sister-in-law, my friend Andrea, my friend Jamie, my mom, my niece, my friend Jen, and my friend Richard. They all have January birthdays, so it is a little crazy. However, it's probably good that I have that many birthdays in January because I'm always like, let's send out cards. So at least a decent amount of people get cards before I burn out, and I very rarely make it to the end of the year by sending cards. But I usually start strong in January. Let's see how long I last this year. But I am just using the small stickers to note people's birthdays. And I know that their birthdays, if I put somebody's name in a little sticker on my monthly spread, it's going to be a birthday. So I don't need to put Dad's birthday, Trisha's birthday, Andrea's birthday, Mom's birthday. I can just put their name and yes, it is their birthday. Then I'm going to grab some bigger stickers to note the rest of my kids' winter break. There's also, for Martin Luther King Day, they have Monday and Tuesday off, which is odd. So maybe we'll get to try and get away or something. I also have some training classes that I have to take this year, and they start in January. My first one is the 9th, 10th, and 11th, and it is online, so I can do it anywhere. It's not a big deal. But I do want to note that because there's no reason to schedule things on those days when I am going to be training in Pacific time zone, even though I'm in the Eastern time zone. So I think training is like 10:30 to 6:30. So I will probably work before my training and then I'll pretty much have dinner and be shot for the rest of the day on those 3 days. But I did go ahead and just lay down a stripe of black washi tape so that I could note that that is all together. And then I put a gold sticker over top of it. And I'll probably just write training on it. I don't need all the details. Those are all in my Outlook calendar, but just a reminder that that's what's going on those days. And when you see me pausing It is because in front of me I have a list of all the events we have going on in January. So I just want to make sure that I am not missing anything as I build out the calendar. I am also using some of the bigger boxes to note things like doctor's appointments, hair appointments, and things like that. So once I get those down, I'll move on to the next thing. And my original thought for this spread did not include any florals whatsoever, but I wasn't liking how empty the top of the page looked, and I didn't want to put more stamping up there. So I decided that I would grab these gold florals and put some in at the top. Again, I don't want to overdo it. I just want enough to make the page look balanced. It just looked really bare up there. So I'm glad that I remembered that I had these gold stickers. I do just place, I don't know, 4-ish or so up at the top of each side just to fill in. I do like that they're clear and they're white mostly, or, in between the gold drawing. So it doesn't seem to, it's not as heavy, I'll say it that way. It's just a light, airy kind of filling of the space and not something bold and heavy at the top. As I fuss around with this, I will mention that I had COVID, I guess, technically. I am feeling much better. For those of you who heard me talk in some of my other videos, I can now talk without losing my voice or coughing. I am still, recovering, and I'm sure it won't be a quick thing, but I am feeling a million times better. So I want to thank everybody who was thinking about me and sending me some prayers. So I feel much better. And actually, by Christmas Day, I was pretty well good. So the kids and I had some fun and we played some games. And so I was grateful to be feeling better enough to spend some time with my kids. And cut to the finished florals. I got a phone call, so my video cut off. I am going to go ahead and start working on my sidebar. I usually just track my weight, my YouTube numbers, and my Instagram numbers, but I'm going to start doing things a little bit differently this year. Now that I've gotten my gallbladder removed and I've recovered from that, and apparently COVID was in the stars for me as well, but now that I'm recovering from that as well, I really want to get back on track with my eating and my exercise. So I want to have a bigger space to track my health goals. And it's not all about losing weight. I would like to lose a few pounds, especially the weight that I've gained since my gallbladder surgery, but it's more than that. I miss the energy that I had when I was working out every day. So I want to get back to that place. And I think in order for me to do that, I'm really going to have to make it a priority and focus on it a little more. So that's what I'm going to put in the big box on the sidebar, and then the 2 boxes down at the bottom will be where I'm going to track my YouTube and Instagram numbers. So I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel or who has followed me on Instagram. It's definitely fun to see the numbers go up and to see some comments here and there. So keep them coming. I have finished decorating the spread, so if you wanted to stop watching, I completely understand, but I am going to go ahead and put some ink on my pages today. I am going to fill in the boxes that I've put down, and I'm going to also work on the sidebar a little bit. I'm not going to actually put in the goals for my health or fill in the numbers for YouTube since it is not the first of the year yet, but otherwise I am going to go ahead and put pen to paper. So I'm just going to put some pencil lines in so that I know where to start and end my lines for my Jan text. But once I do that, I am going to use that 10 pen, I guess, to write January. I just like how bold it is, I also will use it to write health, which I'm not sure I love how bold that turned out. I feel like maybe January should have just been bold by itself, but I will see how it goes. If I don't like it, I'll just put a sticker over it and do something else. I thought about writing YouTube and Insta in the bold color as well, but I felt like it wouldn't have fit. Since the pen width is so thick, I'm not sure I could have actually written YouTube across the top and it fit in that box. So I just wrote YouTube and Insta, and then I'm also going to start filling in the boxes. First, I'm going to put in all the birthdays for the month. So I'm going to start on the right-hand side of the page since that's where most of the birthdays are. I am working through Heidi Swapp's handwriting class. I'm not sure I'm going to talk it up yet. I'm probably about halfway through, and it's mostly about just practicing your own handwriting and defining your own style, which is probably a good thing. But I feel like I had a style already, so I'm not sure I needed this course. But I have been doing a lot of practicing, and that part of it is definitely helpful. But I would like to learn some other styles, I guess is what they're called, other than my own. So I might be looking for another handwriting class. If you know of one, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll let you know how the Heidi Swap class goes towards the end. And somehow I lost a little bit of footage, but I just filled in the rest of the boxes, and now I'm going to clean off my desk. I do like how it turned out. I will put any goals that I accomplish on these pages as well, so I think it'll look cool at the end of the month. I hope everyone has a great week and a great new year. See you in my next video. Bye!